This podcast is not a substitute for a relationship with your mental health professional. Hello, family. Welcome back to the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast by your girl and with your girl, Andrea Wise-Brown. Hey, family. I'm so excited to see you again this week. Starting off every Tuesday. That's when a new episode is up. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you haven't done so already, is to click that little button, the subscribe. Click that so you can subscribe. Then click that little bell so that you get notifications when a new episode comes up. Then I would love for you to share the episode if you could share it. And then if you feel froggy and you want to leave a comment, then I want you to jump and leave a comment, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Okay? All righty. So, family, I am here again. And this week, I simply want to answer a question that I'm asked often. And the question is, Andrea, how do I find a therapist? How do I find a good therapist? So I was thinking, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell my family how to find a good therapist. And then maybe they can actually share this with some friends and family that they have that may be looking for a therapist. I spent the last week in Kansas with my godson. Y'all know I like to keep y'all abreast of what's going on in my life. And so I spent the week there with my godson Jamal and his wife Shakima and his baby Nafis. And if at one point one day it might have been my last, I don't know if it was my last post. It wasn't my last post, but I know I put a story up of Jamal's son Nafis and their dog Teddy. They are so freaking cute. So I put a story up on my Instagram because one day his mom asked him, because he loves cake. He loves cake, honey. Yeah, he loves cake. And this is what I say, when he eats waffles in the morning, he likes waffles with his syrup. That's what he does. He likes waffles with his syrup. And then if he has like a roll, if we go out to dinner, and you know how they have the butter on the table in the roll. So he likes a roll with his butter. Okay. Because he wanted the whole plate full of butter. And then he just takes that roll and he dips it in there and he bites the teeny off of the roll, but then he goes back in. So by the time he's finished, the roll is still this big, but the butter cup is empty. Really enjoyed myself spending time with him last week because he's just full of tricks every single day. Him and his best bud Teddy, so cute. So if y'all want to see pictures of them, then I know, as I told you, you can go to my Instagram. Okay, family. So let me tell you now that I'm back here at home. And I'm gonna say last week, like probably 2 different people reached out to me and was like, Dre, like, how can I find a therapist? So simple. I'm going to give y'all some simple steps. Okay. So the first thing that I would do is I would go to psychologytoday.com, psychologytoday.com. Now, this is a website where there are a bunch of therapists who are up here. They have therapists up there and psychiatrists up there. And they don't pay us to go up on this website. It's like a directory. We literally pay Psychology Today. I'm talking about practicing therapists, practitioners, providers. We pay to be on this website, but it's called psychologytoday.com. And the reason why I like this website and I kind of give it out to everybody, They don't give me nothing, okay? But I still give it out to everybody is because you can put in your zip code of wherever you are. And as you put your zip code in, you can, click the drop down and whatever it is that you're looking for. So we talking about a therapist or a psychiatrist. And so once you click that, then all of the therapists and psychologists will come up in your area. Now, you can look at their profiles. Everybody has a picture up there. So, because you see, sometimes you want to know if you can even sit across from a person that you may be sitting across from, spending any time across from this person. And so, especially if they are sharing this intimate space with you where you're being vulnerable and you're talking about your feelings, sometimes you might just want to kind of see maybe, look at their face just to even ask yourself, will this even work? Okay. That would be the first step is you could actually see them. And then as you see them, you scrolling, you see some pictures of some people. Maybe you pick about 4 different therapists. Then once you see them, now you can look at their information and it will talk about a lot of their specialties. It will list their specialties. So whatever it is that you could be going through, you want to look on there. So if you're feeling like you're depressed, then you can look on there and it's okay. This person specializes in depression. I'm going to go to this person. Or if you feel like you've been traumatized, then which many of us have been traumatized, but you'd go to them and then you go to trauma specialists because it will say what they specialize in. It will also let you know whether they take what kind of payment they take. So whether they take insurance, and you can look in your insurance to see if they take your insurance or if they just do cash pay, that's up there, credit card, whatever it is, like all of that information is there. So I like that. And their approach to therapy will be up there too. Okay. So that's Psychology Today. Now, that's number 1. The second place that I would encourage you to go to is your own insurance company. Okay. So once you go to your own insurance company, then when you check out your insurance company, you can actually call. Usually on the back of your card, there's a number for like members. And so you want to speak to someone in customer service and you want to ask them for some therapists in your area. And they can email you a list of therapists and you can go through the list of therapists, but don't get overwhelmed. You can go through the list of therapists and just so that you know that the therapists that are on the list, that your insurance actually pays for it. And when you call your insurance company, you can ask your insurance company, is there a copay that you need to pay? Do you have to pay the total amount out of pocket? Okay, so that's the information you get from your insurance company. And then once you get these people from your insurance company, that they are covered under your insurance and how much you'd have to pay. Okay, so the second place would be your insurance company. You check there to make sure that the therapist is there, see who the therapists are, and then you can cross-reference. So let's say if you went to your insurance company and you got a whole bunch of names and you take 4 names at a time or maybe 5 names at a time, then you can go to Psychology Today to see if they're up on Psychology Today. And then once you get up there, you can maybe get a picture if they're up there and some more clarity about, because now you know that they are on your insurance, and that's if it's up to date. But then that they're on your insurance, but then you can get a little more information about them. Okay, y'all tracking? So there you go. So the first one is psychologytoday.com. The second one is your specific insurance company, whether it's Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Okay, that's what you look for. Okay, now this is the third way, is through your employee assistance program. So your employee assistance program, they usually have so I don't even know if y'all know what that is. It's called an EAP for short. That's the acronym for it. And what it is these are services that your employer, if you work at a big company, usually they give you these benefits. There's a whole little benefits package that they give you just as a benefit to you for actually coming to work for them, for their company. Okay. And it's like a buffer in between you and your insurance company. So under these EAP benefits, this little buffer, this little sweet little thing that your employer will give to you in this program, they have different services that are free. And one of the services that are free that's listed in this EAP package that they give to you for free is counseling. And so usually a company will maybe give you free sessions, maybe 5. I've even seen some companies give up to 15 free sessions. Now, free for you. So what they do is they actually pay the therapist. They pay the therapist for you for the counseling sessions. Okay. So that would be your EAP program. Some people can work at a company for a long time and they don't even know that the company offers this EAP service. So that's why I would ask you to go to your HR department. And when you get to your HR department, you ask them, do you guys offer EAP benefits, employee assistance program benefits? And if they do, they'll give you a whole little brochure or let you know, do y'all have counselors? And so usually what happens is your company will contract. Okay, just like other companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, and Aetna, they contract with providers. Okay, and so I could be a provider who contracts with one of your EAP companies. So instead of you paying my fee, instead of you paying my fee straight out of your pocket, okay, or if you don't have the insurance company that I take, well, me or another therapist may be on this panel, this EAP panel, where you will get so many sessions with me or someone else for free. So please look into your employee assistance program benefits. And that's with your HR department at your jobs. Okay. Because that's free therapy and it's good therapy. It's not trash therapy. Okay. So I don't want you to think that people say when something is free, that means it's no good. That is not true. There's some great therapists, top tier therapists that are, that participate or contract with EAP services. And I happen to be one of them. There's one company that I do use. And so it would be good to, get you some good therapy. And these are some of the ways to get that done. Okay. So, So now I said psychologytoday.com. I said go to your insurance company. I said EAP. And another thing, this new emerging class that has just come about are the online apps. All right. So you have these online applications that you can just get your therapy through. Because I will tell you this now, some time ago, I'm going to say before the pandemic, not I'm talking about some time ago. Like I was getting ready to sit here like a nanny in the chair telling me 3 and 4 score years ago. No, before pre-pandemic. All right. I could not even conceive of the idea that I could have a great therapeutic relationship with clients through an app. Through the computer. I could not understand that because everything that I learned, right, it was more about, to build rapport with the client, to create a safe space for the client, for a client to feel vulnerable, to kind of share their thoughts with you. You kind of need to share energy. And I thought it was sharing energy in the same room. And so that's why, in my office, I created such an awesome space for my clients to come because I wanted them to come into an oasis, honey, when they came in to do their work. But now, right, as times change, we have to become more innovative. And through the pandemic, I was forced, other counselors too, were forced to do therapy online. So I am here to tell you that therapy through the computer screen, it does work. It does work. It really, really does. Like I help people to create huge change in their lives through the computer screen. It is the truth. It is the truth. It is amazing. And, it's convenient. So it's very convenient for the client because, when you're getting therapy through an app, you can get therapy wherever you are. So you can do it. I've seen people in their closets. under the clothes. I've seen people in their bathrooms, okay, with the doors closed. I've seen people, of course, in their bedrooms. I've seen people in their cars. I've seen people in their offices. Some in stairwells. Okay, and now for clients, you don't even have to get in your car anymore to go drive through traffic. As I've been practicing for so many years, that would be a thing, right? So I have my day be booked up with clients, and every day people have to get in their car and they have to travel through the cities, on the highways, and through traffic to come into the office, to the Oasis, and to have therapy. Well, so nowadays, as we move and we grow and things have shifted, you don't have to do all of that. So you save gas money and you save the stress of being in traffic by talking to your therapist through an app. Now, I say that before I started talking about these apps, because there are apps like, what is it, betterhelp.com. That's an app that, and listen, these people don't pay me anything. I need to get them to be on here as a sponsor, but I'm just telling you that even, I was speaking at, I was doing, like a lunch and learn on grief. And one of the people came up to me afterwards, and who was in the audience, and she was telling me that she started therapy and she was using BetterHelp. And BetterHelp is, well, she told me that she liked it. That's pretty much what she said. So I'm just telling you from the beautiful young woman, and she may be even listening here, who I met, who was in the audience, who told me that she uses BetterHelp, and she said that it was helpful to her. So BetterHelp is one, that's out there. Let me see here. Oh, Talkspace is one. That's another one. Talkspace is one. And then I know that there's that Calm app, and I do believe it's LeBron James. I think that he endorsed the Calm app. I think I've seen celebrities do that. And I think what the Calm app does is it helps you with managing stress. So I don't know if it speaks to you and gives you these little techniques, or I don't know. And then I think it helps with sleep. So, and it maybe there are some like calming tips that someone on there, a little nice calming voice may say to you, or maybe you can, I think maybe sometimes you can switch it, and, you may hear like the rainforest. And so if you can't sleep, sometimes white noise is beneficial because it helps to quiet your mind, because you start thinking about whatever this white noise is. Your brain starts to engage into that. So that's been helpful. So the Calm app, I believe, is good for that. But I just wanted to go back to bring it all the way back around about online therapy, and how now, even if you don't go to an app that I just mentioned to get your therapy, most therapists nowadays are 100% online. Hey, family, come on over here, because I have something for you. Starting off with a go-to guide for keeping your minds healthy and strong. This right here is the Bible to mental health. It's your mental health Bible. The name of it is Six Pillars to Power Up Your Mind and Make Mental Health a Lifestyle. Everything that you need to know about keeping your minds healthy and strong is in this go-to guide. Where you get it from? Well, you get it from awisebrown.com/shop. But in this go-to guide, honey, in this mental health Bible, you know what you're going to find out? You're going to find out the benefits of aromatherapy. Oh, and how it can shift your mood. But guess what? You don't have to go anyplace else to look for your aromatherapy, because your girls got you, okay? You can get some aromatherapy here. This is aromatherapy is in this candle. This is called a slice of happiness. It makes me tingle, like literally makes me tingle. A slice of happiness. This is a cruelty-free candle with no parabens, no formaldehyde, and no known suspected carcinogenics. Now, you go out here and you find these candles that smell good, but are they good for you? Are they good for your brain? Come on now, get real with yourself. Well, this one smells delicious. and it's good for you. Made with essential oils. It's a soy candle. Amazing. Uh, you can burn it or you can just walk by and smell it. Lord have mercy, it's so good. Okay, so that's your candle, your aromatherapy, which raises the dopamine in your brain. That's your natural feel good neurotransmitters in your brain. All right, y'all. And I'm a part of you. You're a part of me. We are a family. We got hoodies now, and these are unisex hoodies, and they wear well, they wash well, and they feel so good. So you can wear them over your clothes, you know what I'm saying, and look dope, or you can wear them as your clothes with nothing under them, which I like to do often. And when you travel everywhere, I mean, every time I wear them, I'm moving around. People are always asking me whether I'm traveling, going to the supermarket. What's that? Who's that? And I'm like, mental health is a lifestyle. Because see, this is on the back. Okay? They come in white and they come in black. I'm like, join the family. Mental health is a lifestyle podcast. So there you go. Family, don't you ever say that I ain't give you nothing. You get all of these things from awisebrown.com/shop. All right? I got your goods. I got you. You don't have to go anyplace else. I'll see you on the other side. So you're still going to talk to a therapist online. In most situations, there are still some therapists who do see you in person. And so this is why Psychology Today is good, because on there, if you were to find some therapists and you look them up, it will tell you like whether we are 100% online or whether, you can come in office and see us. Okay. So that's why that's always a good resource. Okay. So I think I kind of told you the different ways, general ways that you can get your therapy, right? How you can go and get it, find you a good therapist. Those are the ways that you do it. And then in addition to that, you may say to me, because I think this is important for me to even say, why would I go to therapy? Sometimes people will say, well, I want to go to therapy because I keep hearing about it on TV. I keep, seeing people talk about therapy, and I'm wondering if it would help me. So what are some reasons that I would go to therapy? So I would tell you that the most common reasons that people come to therapy is if they are feeling like they have a very low mood or they're feeling like they may be depressed. Right. So, the lack of sleep, they feel like they can't sleep. They haven't been eating. So the desire to eat, they have very low motivation. And so those are reasons, right, to go in and see somebody to ask, could you help me? Let's talk about this. Let me tell you what's going on with me and I don't know why. And you don't have to know why, because this is what happens when you go and you sit in front of a good therapist, because they can help you. They can reflect what's in you and help to diagnose exactly the why and what's going on. Okay, so usually, yeah, like I'm telling you, like the low mood, depression is one of the main reasons that people come. High anxiety, when I'm feeling really overwhelmed and I'm feeling stuck, or I feel like I'm procrastinating, I'm in my head all the time, I'm ruminating over things. So, and having high anxiety, because high anxiety can really keep you stuck, where you can't, you're just afraid to move forward, and it's all based in fear. I actually did an earlier episode, one of the first episodes, and I've kind of described anxiety, what that is. So you can always go back to look at that to see, do I have some of those symptoms? And if I do, then okay, then maybe, I may need to learn some coping skills. And it would be great to learn some coping skills from a trained, licensed professional, a therapist, right? So that's a reason to also go, is high anxiety. A lot of times people come for relationship issues. Like that will drive people into therapy, because if there's a breakdown in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, then, one of the person is like, well, how are we going to fix this? Or I'm leaving, and well, okay, I'll go to therapy. Well, we need to go to therapy because we need a third person. We need a mediator, but a licensed, trained third person, not your cousin Sheila or your other cousin Boohoo. Okay, not them, because they're going to give you their experience. They're going to give you their perspective through their experience, but they're not trained. They haven't studied a whole bunch of people. You got me trained and licensed. We do a lot of work to do what we do and have a lot of history working with tons and tons of people. So, okay, so that would be another reason to go. Relationship issues. Sometimes you thinking they tell it, your partner saying it's your fault, you saying it's their fault. Well, you go to a therapist to get some clarity. Whose fault is it and how do we fix it? So that's a reason to also go. People are suffering from eating disorders. Either I'm overeating, I'm eating too much, I'm binge eating, or anorexia, I'm not eating at all. Body dysmorphia. I think that I think my body looks differently than it actually looks. And it's really all in my head. Okay. From being paranoia is a reason. And you know what? Going back to relationships, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship that drives you to counseling. It could be a familiar relationship, like a break between your relationship with your siblings, your sister. Y'all used to be the best of friends and something came up and I'm missing her and I love her, but I'm mad at her or she's mad at me. I think I'm right. She thinks that, so sometimes a therapist, you go in and you kind of have family therapy and you can talk through things, if it's you and your brother, or a lot of times, adults. So, okay. Families come in for therapy, like the whole family comes in for therapy. That's a thing too, which is amazing because, a family system is a unique thing. And usually, it's running on, well, let me just say, in a family, a lot of conflict can come up. Okay. So I was slow to kind of say certain things because I didn't want to use certain counseling lingo because I want to be easy to understood. So let me just say, it'd be a lot of drama and a lot of stuff, a lot of conflict, okay, in relationships. And sometimes you need an outside person to kind of sit there and to help mediate and figure out who's the one that's doing all of the messiness that they're doing and kind of help the family work through trying to come back together, right? Trying to, get in a healthy space. So family therapy is one, but then even, a lot of times I will have mothers and daughters come in for therapy to work out their issues, or mothers and sons, right? Fathers and sons. So those are also reasons to come to therapy. High stress, when you're feeling highly stressed at your job. I have to go into this job every day. I'm feeling anxiety. I don't want to go in, but I just feel so stressed, like highly stressed. That's another reason to come into therapy, to talk to someone. And if you're going through a life transition, so certain life transitions that you're going through, it could be moving to another state, moving to another job, moving through a breakup, and you may need some clarity. You need to talk to somebody. You need to talk about your issues, if you've experienced betrayal. And it's difficult to process betrayal all by yourself. And so you may need to go talk to a therapist. There's a lot of benefit in talking through a therapist because a therapist can help to talk you through those things so that you can get back to a healthy space. Another thing, confidence. People come to therapy when they feel like they have low self-esteem, a low sense of self-worth, and they lack confidence. Because a therapist, we can help you. We can help to build your confidence. That's one of the things that we do. So I think I kind of put threw a lot of stuff out there on the wall, and I'm hoping that it sticks because there are several reasons to come to therapy. Therapy is amazing. Therapy, and this is good therapy now. I'm telling y'all, this is good therapy. And that's with a good therapist, right? It's a good therapist, and it would have to be you, family members. You'd have to be engaged in the process of doing the work. Okay? Because it takes two to create change in a therapeutic relationship. So the therapist, you got you a good therapist, right? They've been doing this for a while. They have some wisdom, and you can connect to them. You build some kind of rapport with them. All right. And so that's your therapist. But then on the other side, when you come and you show up, doing the work is showing up. Doing the work is making appointments. Doing the work is opening up and being honest, because you can't be helped if you're not honest. You know what I'm saying? If you telling me you got a problem with the cat down the street when really your problem is with Natasha around the corner, then we chasing the cat. So I'm trying to help you with the cat when the whole time no change is occurring because Tasha just keeps coming in your life from around the corner. So if Tasha's the problem, when you come on in, you got to put it on the floor. You got to talk about whatever the problem is. And in this example, I just said, Tasha, if she's the problem, don't have no shame. Put your stuff out there, because that's how you get the help that you need, by being honest, and you keep showing up. Now, on the note of keep showing up, this is what you need to know, that if you meet with a therapist, and if you do not feel like you have a connection with the therapist, if you don't feel like the therapist is engaged in you, in your issues, then fire the therapist. And when I say fire, you're going to be kind, you're going to be nice. You're just not going to make another appointment. Okay? You're not going to make another appointment with that therapist, but you're not going to give up on you. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to that list, because remember I told you I want you to get a good 4 therapists on this list that you're going to kind of cycle through. You want to kind of go through to see, is this the right match for me? Is this the right match? There is nothing wrong with firing your therapist. Just like there's nothing wrong with firing your doctor. There's nothing wrong with firing your lawyer, your dentist. You understand? If they aren't serving you, they aren't helping you to get wherever your goal is, then yes, you must part ways. And it is okay, because your therapist is out there. And so you go back to that list, and then you go, okay, so this was the second one. So I'm going to make an appointment with this one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an appointment with this one. And maybe go down the list and make an appointment with another one too. But making sure that they kind of spaced out. Because maybe when you go to the next appointment with the next one, he or she may not be the person that you connect with either. And that's okay too. That's okay too. Because now, come on, you got a whole nother list. I'm talking about 2 more people, and you've already made an appointment with another one. But I say space it out, because let's just say if the second one that you go to might be the one, when you sit down with this person, you feeling good, you're feeling heard, you feel safe, you felt like you were able to share. You didn't hit a home run yet, because most times you're not going to hit a home run in the first therapy session. You're just not. That's just not how therapy works. Therapy works over time. Okay. So you're not going to just go in first time, hit the first time I'm in there, hit a home run. Everything's right. I done changed. Life is good. I can see, No, not the first time. It doesn't happen that quickly for most people. And it depends on what the issue is. Because sometimes, short-term therapy is a thing where, like, in 2 or 3 sessions, you can get what you need and get up out of there. Okay. Depending on what the presenting issue is. If there's some small conflict at work with the boss and you trying to figure out how to navigate having a conversation or holding them accountable, that's a quick fix. You can come in and you can get that done. But if we're talking about some relationship problems or some issues with conflict, or we were talking about eating disorders, or you want family therapy, or you really just, or you're going through a transition, it's going to take some time, right? It's going to take some time because, there's a process to it. I'm not going to go into all of that, but there's a process to it, and it depends on what your presenting issue is. Okay. So it's okay to find another therapist. That's the whole point. It's okay to go to another therapist. Yes, this is your life. And I truly do believe that whenever you're ready for therapy, if you are ready for therapy, because some people, therapy is just not their thing. And I'm okay with that too. Because if you don't believe in therapy, it's no need to go sit up in the therapist's office because you're going to waste your time and you're going to waste the therapist's time. Okay. So, it may not be for everyone, but if you think it may be for you and you want to try it, please try it. And I'm telling you, it is okay to decide, okay, this therapist may not be for me. And then that therapist may be for you for one issue that you're dealing with. Maybe the first issue, maybe you've gone to this person for about 3 or 4 sessions and it was really good because we were doing some family stuff. But now I feel like, I might need to see someone else for this other issue that I'm having. Maybe we were going to see a female therapist and I, felt comfortable with that. But maybe there's something else going on right now that I want to kind of talk through and I want to have a male. So I'm going to look for a male therapist, depending on, what race you are. Or what religion you are, you may want to select a therapist that specializes or has that approach, has that whole approach, has that background. So, they may have, since they've experienced a shared background, you may connect with them more. So some people will come to me just because I'm Black, because they want to find a Black therapist. You may want to find a Black male therapist. You may want to find a white therapist. You may want to find a Latino, therapist. You may want to find an Asian therapist. It's all okay. Female, male. And that is something that you can also find on Psychology Today. Get it? So it's a good resource that kind of gives you that information where if you just get your list from an insurance company, if they just give you a list with the names, you may not really be able to identify, what nationality they are, what race they are, or even what gender they are. And I will tell you this, however, when you are asking the insurance company, the customer service representative for the list, you can suggest what it is that you're looking for. If you have any, special requests, well, I want a female therapist or whatever that is, you can ask them. And some of those questions, they can kind of help you with, they can help you select. So that means that they can kind of filter down the list that they give you. Now, I'm not saying not every insurance company does that, but I do know a few that do. Okay. So there you go, guys. That is an easy way to find you a therapist. If you feel like you're stuck and you want to move forward, you need some clarity. Go to the trained professionals to help you. We love this. We love what we do. I love for people to come to me so that I can help them, help them get to wherever it is that they want to be. I told you, family, that that God, he created me for this. Like, I love it. So, I love going to work every day. And you don't have to be in your head about, once you start going, like, oh, nobody wants to hear about this or nobody wants to hear me talk about this over and over again. We do. We love it. We love it. We trained for it. I get up in the morning. I'm so excited to sit down with my clients. So extremely excited to help you find the change that you want in your life, even in yourself, because that's really where the change starts with you, not necessarily with this other person and this person did this and that person did that. Those are factors that matter. We can discuss those things so we can understand where you are and why you are in the position you're in, why you are responding in that way. But the change does not come with the other person. The change comes with you. Whether you're right or wrong, the change, your happiness, it comes with you. And therapists, we can help you to do that. We can't do it by ourselves. We can't find your happiness for you. We can help you, all right? We're partners in this, but you have to be committed to doing the work. All right, guys. So there you go. I mean, right there, that's an episode on how to find a good therapist. And there are some therapists out there who are not so good. I am going to say that. However, there are some therapists out there who are freaking amazing. Okay. I happen to be one of them. Yeah. And I happen to have a therapist and she is amazing. That's another thing. That's a great thing to ask your therapist. Once you kind of connect with your therapist, you can always ask your therapist, do you see a therapist? Because I'm just going to tell you guys, personally, me, I don't want to see a therapist who hasn't seen a therapist because then they just may project their stuff on me. So I need them to be clear, honey. When I come up in there, when I kind of dump my stuff out, I need them to be clear so that they can really help me, because that's what it's about. It's actually about you, the client. So I will tell you, I love therapy. I love providing therapy and I love going to therapy. Therapy, it can change your life for the better. All right. Okay. So there you go, family. Another episode of the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast with who? Your girl, Andrea Wise-Brown. Do not forget, family, to click this bell. Come on, do it now to subscribe. Click that bell at notification so it lets you know when a new episode is up. All right, family, I will see you next week on the next episode. I love you.